Prisca Nwokorie, reaching out to you in a moment of Prisca. I want to use this opportunity to introduce to you a new series we are going to discuss about. The title is The Future of Learning. And because the future of learning lies in our hands, I say to you, education is compulsory, and we must walk along with the trends of innovation so that we will not be left too behind. And the risk is that if we do not learn the essential things or the basic things we need to know, the world will leave us behind and move forward. We find ourselves not updated with the things around us. I am not talking about moving with the trends of everything, but we need to filter and know what is essential for us to know and what we do not know need to know. So, because of it, I invite you to kindly share the link with others, invite them so that they too will subscribe to a moment to Sister Prisca and be able to get notification whenever we are online to discuss new things. And I welcome you with every idea, with every suggestion you may have while we are talking about this very topic. And if you have better suggestions to make, kindly use the comment section to drop your ideas. I will sincerely welcome every contribution that comes, so long as it is constructive. So, dear friends, without wasting much of our time, I bring you to the introduction of this series, The Future of Learning. We are living through one of the greatest educational revolutions in human history. Every day, new technology promises to make us faster, smarter, and more efficient. Information has been more accessible, and knowledge has never traveled more quickly than ever. With this, we have to know that every moment of our present day, things continue to evolve, new things continue to emerge, and we have to update ourselves, else we will not be able to meet up. One of the major questions we need to ask is that are we becoming wiser or are we becoming more knowledgeable? Yes, it is true that we have more access to information, but how many of us are willing to make use of this information that continue coming our way? In the olden days, it was a little bit difficult for us to get access to certain information. We need to consult books or even go to the library or wait for journals or news for them to give a broadcast before we be able to pick an information. But today's world, just with our phone, with any technological instrument we have around us, it is ready to give us every update every second so that we will be able to know what is happening around us. Unfortunately, many are still ignorant of the fact that technology has come to stay. Many still think that technology is an enemy to human person, but I stand to tell you that it is not. Contrary to human progress, everything depends on what use you make of it. And because we have a lot of opportunities to access information, we need to be careful about the quality and the source of information we receive. Because if we are not careful to find out the source, whether it or not, we may end up being victims to fake news. And when something is fake, It sounds so sweet, and many fall the victim of believing it quicker and even more convincingly than when they come across the truth. The future of learning is not simply about school, universities, examination, or artificial intelligence. It is about something greater than that. It is about the kind of human beings we are becoming. Whatever you feed your mind, you feed your thoughts with, that will be able to have a kind of influence towards your thinking. So we need to feed ourselves with rightful information so that we do not fall victim to things that are irrelevant. Education is more than collecting facts. It is more than personal examination. It is more than any certificates. Many people possess qualifications that they cannot even prove. Many have the skills, but they do not have the certificate even to show for it. Not because they are not willing or to get those certificates, but because of circumstances surrounding them, they might not be opportune. And that is the reason we have to open ourselves up to information, knowledge, and technology. Because when we come across useful information and we are able to access and get the authenticity of this source, then we are able to make good use of it. Through education shapes our judgment before success. It shapes our character before reputation, our responsibility before power, and wisdom before achievement. When you are ignorant about education, you misuse every opportunity that comes your way. Pride, ego, arrogance will become part of the things that will begin to exhibit in your own life. For this reason, wisdom demands that you aim good access of rightful information, discipline, and the things that will help you to become a better person. Your attitude tells more about who you are, and that is the reason we need to be careful because our attitude tells more about whatever certificates we may present that we have. You may find someone with a first class, but his attitude is not something that you can easily accommodate. You might prefer to employ someone with a lower grade if the person is willing and able to give you what you need. Remember, it is not what you get, your grade in the university that makes you a better person. Many a time, people have qualifications that they cannot prove. But you have to know the circumstances around those who may not have been opportune able to get the better qualification or certificate around them. And for this reason, we have to make use of technology and the things around us in order to fill that gap that has already existed. Together we shall ask difficult questions that many of us are afraid to ask. We shall challenge familiar assumptions. We shall examine the relationship between knowledge and wisdom, innovation and responsibility, and intelligence and character. This is not a place where you are taught to think. It is a place where you are invited to think more deeply. That is one of the reasons I invite you to make use of the comment section, to drop your ideas, to drop your own opinion, and even to suggest better things that you feel will be able to help every one of us to learn better because no one knows it all. We stand to learn and we can only learn from one another if only we open towards learning things that will help us. Whether you are a student, you're a teacher, you're a parent, or you are a professional, or simply someone who desires to understand the changing world, I invite you to join me in this very program because we are going to learn together. Because the greatest challenge of the future is not whether artificial intelligence or rather machines will become more intelligent. It is whether human beings will be willing to be wiser. With this, I welcome you to the future of learning. Don't be left behind. Make good use of this opportunity so that we can reason together, we can share ideas, and we will be able to learn because curiosity widens our own knowledge of understanding because we learn from the questions we ask. And all of those come through inspiration because it's only when you imagine a question that a person who is responding to you will be able to give you either through experience or even through other imagination and be able to put together every idea that comes around. Why this series exists? Dear friends, I want to assure you one thing. Most times, many of us are afraid of education. Education is a friend to humanity. You don't need to be afraid of it. You need to welcome it because it pays you better to be educated wise. And it costs you a lot if you remain ignorant and uneducated. There has never been a time in history where human beings have had access to much information than in this our present age. A single device placed in the palm of the hand can answer questions at once, which would have required years of studies before you get access to them. In the olden days, you can only get printed books. And sometimes when you don't find it, you need to make photocopies before you can peruse through the content and be able to know what it tells you or it's all about. But today, with the use of technology and innovation, we have access to a lot of books. We have access to a lot of information and we can share ideas even with people we never know. Technology offers us possibilities that distance may have created. Because when you make good use of technology, it will help you to solve a lot of problems and bridge that gap between either culture or even nations would have created. Artificial intelligence can summarize books. It can translate languages or solve mathematical problems. It can generate computer programs and produce ideas within seconds. Every day, the boundaries of technology continue to expand. Yet another reality confronts us. Are we willing to make use of opportunities around us? Or do we want to keep closing our mind, our attention towards things that will help us to become a better version of who we are today? Our world still struggles with violence, corruption, loneliness, injustice, dishonesty, environmental neglect, and the misuse of knowledge. These are not problems caused by lack of information. They are problems that reveal a deeper need for wisdom. When we don't apply wisdom and our common sense in the things we need to in the rightful way, it will cost us a lot. That is the reason this series was born from a simple conviction. The future of humanity will not be decided by how much we know, are how wisely we use to practice. It is useless. Allow people who know to teach you. 1 minute of ignorance is better than years of ignorance because denying yourself of the opportunity to learn is a harm you are doing to yourself because that 1 minute of ignorance which you allow yourself to be educated by someone who already know it will save you a lot of time. And because of it, for you to learn, for you to follow the trend in which innovation, science and technology, and information technology is leading us to, we need to be humble. We need to be open to truth. We need to share our own ideas because when we keep on hiding our own thoughts, when we keep on hiding our own feelings, people may not know what we have in mind. And probably we might be losing the wrong answers to questions that have been perturbing us. And that will now become because when you keep on repeating the same common mistake, it will be difficult for others to help you out. From generation, education has often been measured by grades, certificates, qualifications, and professional success. These achievements help the story. Many a times we see people who are overqualified, but they do not have the qualification, the certificate to justify their knowledge, simply because they may have learned that work either from their parents or they might have learned it somewhere else, and they are able to practice and put it into use. But there are others who may have the same qualification, but they cannot do the practical aspect of things we need to understand. It is not just a question of you possessing the certificate, but the ability to prove what you can do. Because it is useless for someone who has a pair of shoes and has no leg to put it on. It is useless for somebody who has an important hand but has no clothes to wear. And with this, there is sleep. Knowledge alone cannot humility and moral courage. Education reaches its heights when it forms not just only a capable mind but also responsible hearts. You and I are invited in this journey because when we journey together, we'll be able to make the world a better place. In this series, we shall explore the questions that shape the whole person. We shall reflect on education, ethics, faith, relationship, culture, and responsibilities that accompany knowledge. We shall celebrate innovation while recognizing that every discovery must ultimately serve for the dignity of human person. These conversations are not intended to provide easy answers to every question because we need to be open for conversation and open ourselves to learning. The purpose is to encourage every thoughtful reflection, every dialogue with deeper appreciation of the values that sustain individual and society. So if this reflection inspires you to think more carefully, to learn more humanly and humbly, and to seek wisdom with self-determination, that means this for you. Please Don't forget to share the link with others so that they too will join us and will be able. The future is already taking shape. We need to be part of this construction. It is better to leave a legacy, a footprint where others will see our part than to leave a fingerprint. The question is not whether we are naming, it is what we are becoming with the Don't forget to join us. You are going to enjoy this series of conversation. I am Prisca Nwokorie reaching out to you in a moment with Sister Prisca. One thing, we are about knowledge in its wider sense. If you may wonder, why is the Reverend Sister talking about technology? Yes, education is not limited or meant for a particular group of persons. I talk to you in the quality of a computer graduate. So, dear friends, don't be afraid. I will be happy to next episode. Just re-listen to it and help me to share this link with others that we get education as soon as we love. Thank you so much for your time and may God continue to bless our every effort as we continue to learn and continue to enlighten the eyes of our mind, bring us to openness of the truth that will bring us to eternal. Amen. Thank you so much.